Hi there, I'm Peter Hartman. You're watching the pre-show for the Appreciationist. We're going to be starting in a few minutes, around 7 p.m., 7:05 p.m. Just want to make sure that those people who want to participate with the webcam or microphone can get online, can participate with us. So if you're watching this later on, there should be a little button down below that says click here to jump to the start of the show, and you can skip past all this, and you'll see the beginning. If you're just tuning in to watch live, just hang on a second. It'll be about 5 minutes or so, and we'll be starting the show. I was having some connection problems before. Maybe some other people are having the same thing. So we're going to make sure that people can get online and participate with us for the Appreciationist. Well, thank you very much for your patience. I really appreciate it. If you're interested in participating with us live on the show, you can tune in every Wednesday at 6:45 p.m. You can test out your camera, test out your microphone, make sure that everything works. Every Wednesday at 6:45 p.m. is the pre-show until 7 p.m. Then we start the show from 7 p.m. to 7:30, thereabouts. Sometimes we go over, often we go over, and but you're definitely welcome to participate with us. You want to post a question, you want to share a moment of appreciation, you want to send a joke, you want to communicate with us in any way, you can find us at thelawofattraction.ca. You can also find us on a meetup page at meetup.com/TLOA-MTL. That's TLOA as in the Law of Attraction, MTL as in Montreal. You can also find us on Facebook.com/Law of Attraction Montreal. And you can communicate with us on Twitter at TLOA Tweets, or on our YouTube page, just look for Law of Attraction Montreal. Hi, May. I see you, but can't hear you. I'm sure that'll be solved in a second. What is this? I can hear you now.
Okay, great.
Good. Awesome. Thanks for coming.
No problem. I like the show.
Good. I'm just going to wait to see if anybody else is coming. I believe we have at least one other person coming, so we'll just take a quick pause here. So. Yeah, we should have a few more people coming, so we'll just wait a few minutes here.
Hello.
Hello. Oh.
Hi, Betty. How are you?
Hi, Val. I'm good. You?
Fine, thank you.
I got another card for you.
Oh my God! I don't think I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to buy so much gas before I can use it all.
or you can give it away. There's no problem there.
Yeah, because do you know it's like I think it's $1.25 for each fill up that they give you. So with the 2 cards you gave me, I think I have enough for the whole summer.
Yeah. Okay, I see it now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I definitely did see it.
I know. I was surprised myself. I was like, oh, it's like, yeah, but yeah, it's still $10 off. It just takes a while, but it's nice.
Okay. Look, it's not a problem. I happened upon them. I was actually behind a guy in line who didn't take his, so I took advantage of that. Oh,
I was so happy you gave it to me. Thank you very much.
Oh, no worries, no worries. Okay. Today we're going to be talking about decision making. You guys interested in that?
Yes. There's a bit of a delay.
Yeah, it sounds like. Okay. Who else might be coming? There's a little bit of a delay, but there's, I think, I don't know whose mic. I think it's Valerie's mic. I'm hearing some static occasionally. I don't know if there's something we can do about that. I don't know if it's moved or. Well, I'm not hearing it now. Not hearing anything now. Is Valerie still there? I don't think Valerie's there. There's a giant delay. Oh, I hear some sound again.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Perfect. Sounds good. Okay, so we'll wait just 1 minute and then we'll start the show. It's interesting today. We have. I know I got contacted by someone. Someone posted it's going to be their first time watching. I think it's Rosie. Yeah, she doesn't know what to expect. That's interesting. I always like hearing something like that. Okay, so when we start the show, who wants to go first and who wants to go second in terms of introductions and a moment of appreciation? Who feels like going first?
I'll go first.
Yeah, okay, so when I ask, it'll be for introductions and the moment of appreciation, it'll be Valerie first and then Baby.
All right.
Awesome. Get my pen here. Whoops. Have you guys been to the jazz festival yet? Not
Yeah.
the jazz. Sorry, the Just for Laughs.
Oh, no, I went to the jazz festival.
Yeah, the jazz festival was really cool. I was actually pretty surprised about how many people were out there, as well as the Just for Laughs festival. It's like incredible downtown. I live like a few blocks away, so I often pass by, people in costume or big crowds. Interesting.
Fun.
Oh, that's nice. I didn't go there. I went to jazz festival, but there was no show when I passed by.
Mm.
But there is a Weekend du Monde on Parc Jean Tapo. That was good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You gotta check that out. That's pretty cool. Yeah, there's actually a performer at the jazz festival that I may have a chance to interview, possibly, perhaps, a sort of big name, and so if I'm able to interview them, that'll be cool. But just going to the jazz festival and seeing all the people sort of get wrapped up in an artist that they don't know, like they've never heard of these people, perhaps. They've never heard this music before, but they're all sort of willing to celebrate together, and I just love just going there and watching how that plays out. So we're talking about. Okay.
Sorry, like when Betty talks, it's perfect. There's no echo, but when there's you, there's a lot of echo, and I can hear myself actually.
Okay, so let's see what I can do about that. That's that. Are you still hearing echo?
Yeah.
Okay,
Betty, can you hear it too?
No, I can't.
Okay, so maybe it's me.
I'll try it like this.
I'm gonna get my headphones.
Okay. So if you're watching this at 7:04, we're going to be starting in about 30 seconds, just waiting for everybody to get set up, making sure that everything sounds good for you. We'll be talking about decision making today. If you have any questions, feel free to post them on the Google Plus page, or any way that you can find us online. Just post a quick message or question, and you can get that ready for the show. There's also a Q&A app on the Google Plus page. So if you click on Q&A, that opens up a little window here for me, and I can ask. You can ask your questions that way. Let me just get that set up.
quickly before we start the show, I just wanted to say that I did get to watch the three shows that I missed, and it was so much fun to watch how you and Dimitri were helping Betty find a way to get the microphone working and everything. That was the best part of the show. I mean, honestly, not to, but it was just fun. It was like I was rooting for you guys. Yay! You know, it was a lot of fun.
That's good.
You could actually fast forward that part.
Didn't want to. It was too much fun. It's like when you're rooting for somebody and then it works. It's like everybody's cheering. You know.
That's right. That's right. I agree, and I actually, in my heart, I believe it makes other people braver. You know, people who might be can do it well. I like it. I'm not surprised it's your favorite part. It was so much fun.
It was a very important part of that show, and you're right. It makes people braver.
That's a good point.
Okay, so let's start the show. You guys ready? Am I still echoing?
Yeah, but that's fine. I think the delay's not as bad.
Okay, we'll see what we can do. Okay, here we go. Hi, my name is Peter Hartman, and you're watching The Appreciationist. Thank you very much for joining us. Today's show, we'll be talking about decision-making. But before we get to the topic of the show, let's introduce the guests in our room today. Hi, how are you guys doing? Want to introduce yourselves?
Yes, I'm Val. Usually I'm here every Wednesday. I wasn't here for about 3 weeks. I'm glad to be back. I love this show. I love the people that come and share. It's always a lot of fun. I always feel a whole lot better, even if I haven't had a good day on a Wednesday. So that's one of the best part of my days on Wednesdays.
Awesome, very cool. Well, I'm always happy to have you here. When you're not here, you're in our thoughts, and I hope you're having fun. And I'm really glad that you're here. We're going to have a moment of appreciation in just a few seconds. But how about our second guest?
Hi, everyone. This is Betty. I like the show. I've been watching the show and lately joining the show, and it's a very good show for personal empowerment, and I really like all the concepts and approaches that we should look at life. So I hope everyone enjoy it as me.
Awesome, very cool. Yeah, I really hope that everyone's getting good stuff out of this. It's a lot of fun to do it. I hope it's a lot of fun to watch, and it's made even better with your participation. If you feel like participating with the show, you can tune in every Wednesday at 6:45 p.m. That's where we sort of work out the kinks with the microphones, with the webcam, that you know what's going on, and you can participate with the show either by webcam or just your microphone. You see two examples of that here today. So please don't feel afraid. Come and participate. At the very least, you want to suggest a topic for our show. You can post that in the comments anywhere on our YouTube page, the Plus page, Facebook page, yada, yada, yada. You know the drill. So I want to thank you guys both for coming in here. I really appreciate it. When it's just me, it's still fun, but it's always more fun when you guys are here. So thank you very much for participating. The best thing that we do in the show, and the reason it's called The Appreciationist, is that we take a moment of appreciation. A moment of appreciation is our segment in the show where we just take a pause and we look back on our week, we look back at the last few days, and we recognize something that we see value in. We recognize that something went well or that we can see the value in it. And really taking the moment to exercise your appreciation, taking a moment to sort of look back and not only recognize that something good happened, but choosing to enjoy it, really choosing to feel satisfaction from it, and sharing with other people. I think it's a very important thing to do. So let's exercise our ability to appreciate. You guys ready?
Yes.
Who's first?
I'll go first. This is Val. I have two, if it's okay.
Please.
Last week, actually, on Wednesday, the reason why I wasn't with you guys was because like every year, I went to Knowlton, or Lac Brome, and they have, you get to visit houses and gardens the whole day. And the money goes for charity. It's for the theater over there. And I usually go with my aunt, and this year I got to go with my niece, who was visiting from France. We had a beautiful, beautiful day. The houses were absolutely gorgeous. I love to just look at the decoration and the art and the ideas that people have, and usually even just the area where the houses are. It's just gorgeous. It's on a hill. It's usually beautiful. But on top of it, this year, for some reason, I think that after two houses, there weren't that many people, because there are quite a few people that go there. And sometimes it's, you're almost lining up from one room to the next. But this year was just very relaxed. We had time to watch everything, and so I really enjoyed it because it was so much more relaxed than the other years, and just sharing it with my niece and aunt, it was a really nice day. So that's my first one.
That's good.
My second was maybe half an hour ago. Well, some of you guys know I used to be a dance teacher. I used to teach tap dancing, and I stopped for a year. So this year I didn't teach, and I didn't even dance myself. But the dance studio I'm a part of still had a show, and I helped them backstage with the little ones. And today I just got the DVD because I helped backstage. I didn't get to see the show at all, and so I got to see the DVD today. And there's one dance which is from a movie, old movie. It's called Sister Act, and it's called I Will Follow Him. And it's really a lot of fun. And we've done this number maybe 3 times in the last 20 years. And there's one dancer in there, Gigi, that I've known for years. And she plays the nun, who's like very enthusiastic, very joyful, and almost gets carried away with the music. But she doesn't even need to play it really, because she is that way in real life. So every time we do that number, she messes it up like crazy, but it works so well because it is so much fun to see, that, and she is so happy while she's doing it. So I was just laughing my head off, and I was so grateful that I wasn't a part of that number this year and that I got to see it, because otherwise, I get to see it, yes, the DVD show. So I was really happy I hadn't been a part of it, so I could really watch it like that. So I had the best time watching the real thing today.
Very cool. Those are 2 wonderful moments of appreciation. Yeah, you get to sort of just, instead of being a part of the whole show all the time, you get to sit back and sort of enjoy it as a spectator. I imagine that must be a lot of fun. Gigi,
yes.
Gigi, for your spirit, you're sort of allowing us to enjoy the vision of that. I really like that. Thank you for sharing that. And then going out to what city did you go to? Was it?
It's Knowlton. It's Knowlton in the Eastern Townships. I think it's called Knowlton Lac Brome or Lac Brome Knowlton. I'm not sure, but it's in the Eastern Townships. It's a very nice little village on the side of the lake. So it's nice.
Awesome. I know you've been bringing your niece around everywhere, and I'm sure the places that you brought her, she's been enjoying it. I don't know the sites where she comes from, the sites that she sees, but I imagine she must have appreciated it as much as you.
She loved it, and it was wonderful to see it through her eyes, and we did quite a few things, and but coming to the group discussions, she really, she had been there 2 days, and she came to a group discussion, and she absolutely loved it.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, we're really happy to have her. Really glad that you brought her along. Really glad that you're having those moments of appreciation too for us. That's a bonus. Really cool. Thank you very much, Val.
You're welcome.
How about you, Eddie?
I was thinking last weekend I went to Weekend du Monde at Parc de la Poule with my parents. It's the first time that they were here. They are here in Canada, and so I went. It was a culture event where they serve. I think it was Peru's culture and food and music. There was shows on the stage, and at the night we were watching the fireworks from La Honte. So all of that was a very new experience with my parents, and I really appreciate the fact that they are here with me, and appreciate all the events that are happening at the same time, so we could have things to do, and it was fun. Another thing was. I was talking to my parents just a few days ago. They were saying when they were little, in China there was not enough food for everybody. So what happened years ago was everybody who lives in China, they only have like 2 pounds of meat to eat every month. So when they're hungry, they have to eat either rice or they have to eat corn, something else. so I really appreciate the fact that we're here in Canada. We have all the food, all the variety that we like, and we have a lot of choices. That's what I appreciate.
That is very cool. Very nice. Yeah, that warms my heart to hear that. Being in a place that affords you the ability, the sort of luxury in eating what you're wanting and doing more, and then having the perfect sort of timing with the festivals happening here in Montreal. It's sort of like this perfect storm of appreciation for you and your parents. Wonderful story. Thank you very much for sharing that. That's really great, lady.
Beautiful.
Very nice. Very nice. As for me, my moments of appreciation, I had two this week. Well, actually, it was one, but sort of broken up into two. We went to the Jazz Just for Last festival. I went there with Samantha, and we had a fun time. We went there for we went there 2 days straight. There's a lot of stuff going on downtown Montreal. A lot of people, sort of French comedy and clowns running around and different things happening. And then we were walking around. I think it was it yesterday or the day before? And we, there was this like spinning wheel where you could win a prize. You could win tickets to the show. It was a burlesque show, a Just for Last burlesque show, and so we waited in line to spin the wheel, and winner after winner were waiting in line spinning the wheel. And finally, I get up there and I spin the wheel and I win those tickets, and it was really a lot of fun to be able to go and see the show with Samantha. It didn't cost me anything. It was I've never been to a burlesque show. Do you guys know what burlesque is?
Yes.
It's risque. It's a little, it's naughty. It's extremely naughty. I mean, I can't imagine anything naughtier, but it was a lot of fun. The people were extremely talented. You could tell they were enjoying themselves. You could tell they'd done it before. And so that was a lot of fun at the Just for Last, spending time with loved ones, with Samantha, and just winning something is always fun too, isn't it?
Right.
Look, so that's my moment of appreciation. I know I have a few. I know I'm looking forward to one. We're having a picnic this coming Sunday at Angrion Park, and I know that's going to be a lot of fun. We already have a lot of people RSVP for that event, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm really just enjoying my time. Also, we booked our flight for Mexico, so we're finally going to Mexico at the end of September. We're doing it's going to be our last stop for the Happy for a Change tour, and we're really looking forward to that. We're going to be posting that soon. Maybe people would be interested in coming down there with us. I know Joe DeBonte, who has the vacation condos there, he's willing to offer a discount to our group. He's giving us the numbers. It's a really good discount, so I'm really hoping people might be interested in that. But I'm flying high. I'm very excited. Lots to do. Very busy. Speaking of lots to do, there's more to the show. You guys know what's next, right? You've seen it before.
Yes.
You know what's coming. Okay. Next stop is the joke of the week. Joke of the week. Okay, so the words we're choosing. Oh, did I forget to write the words down? I did forget to write the words down. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. So the two words today are. You'll have to give me a second. I completely forgot to use. So the first one will be. Playful.
Playful. Okay.
The other one will be two P words. The other one is
Passion.
Passion and playful. Which one do you guys feel like?
Passion.
Huh?
Yes.
Ooh, passion. Okay, so playful's taking another backseat for the second week. If you want to know what the playful joke is, feel free to vote on that. Come here and vote on it next week. Only those people who are participating with the show can vote. So come, vote. The joke of the week. So we're going with passion. Okay, passion is a little bit of a long one. You guys ready for it?
Ready.
Okay. So keep in mind, please, the word has nothing to do with the joke. It's just a means for us to pick the joke. And here's the joke of the week. A woman was out golfing one day and she hit her ball into the woods. She went into the woods to look for it and found the frog in a trap. The frog said to her, "If you release me from this trap, I will grant you 3 wishes." The woman freed the frog, and the frog said, "Thank you, but I failed to mention that there was a condition to your wishes, that whatever you wish for, your husband will get 10 times more or better." The woman said, "That would be okay, and for her first wish, she wanted to be the most beautiful woman in the world. The frog warned her, "You do realize that this wish will also make your husband the most handsome man in the world, an Adonis that women will flock to." The woman replied, "That will be okay, because I will be the most beautiful woman, and he will also have eyes for me. He will only have eyes for me." So Kazam is the most beautiful woman in the world. For her second wish, she wanted to be the richest woman in the world. The frog said, "That will make your husband the richest man in the world, and he will be 10 times richer than you." The woman said, "That will be okay, because what is mine is his, and what is his is mine." So, Kazam! She's the richest woman in the world. The frog then inquired about her third wish, and she replied, "I'd like a mild heart attack."
Um,
I'd like a mild. The punchline is, the woman, she makes her third wish, and she asks for a mild heart attack, meaning her husband would get a heart attack 10 times worse. The moral of the story is that women are clever. I know, that made me laugh when I read it. It was a little sadistic, but, there's a lot of humor in that. Hey, I don't know, being of the male persuasion, I know women are very clever, and they've got a little devil in them, and I like it when the joke's sort of twisted around. We had a joke last week that put the man in charge, and so I decided this week the woman would be in charge at the end of the joke. So that's the joke of the week. Thank you very much for listening to that. Thank you very much for your real or fake laughter. I can't tell which one it is, but I appreciate that.
That was real.
It was a good joke.
Yeah. Perfect. So if you want to see the joke of the week for next week, if you have a suggestion for the joke of the week, feel free to post that anywhere that you can find us. What's up next? A segment called What a Great Idea. What a Great Idea is a segment where I point you towards an idea. It could be a service, it could be a product, it could be an app, it could be a website that I believe deserves our attention. Because whatever we give our attention to will become a greater part of our experience. So why not give our attention to these ideas? Today's great idea is an app called Secret. An app called Secret. You can find that on secret.ly. So that's secret.ly, like secretly. It's a free app you download, and what you can do is that you sign up and you can write a secret, any of your secrets. You can post them anonymously. All the secrets are anonymous. They get all your friends can join into this secret app, and all your friends will have access to the secrets, but no one knows whose secrets belongs to who. It could be among your friends, it could be among the world, you can just throw out a secret there. Now, there are a lot of secrets like, there's one that says, when my boss leaves at 4, I pack all my things and I leave right after he leaves. It could be something like a guy said he was having an argument with his girlfriend, and they looked up the answer on Wikipedia, and when he looked up the answer in Wikipedia, he realized he was wrong. So he just changed the answer on Wikipedia and then sent it to him. So, but there are some people who say things like, I'm feeling really down today, and I really need some upliftment. I need some boost, or they're feeling down for some reason. My grandmother died, or whatever it is. And people can anonymously encourage you. People can anonymously jump onto the conversation, jump onto the secret, and encourage you. And the more people like your secret, the more widespread it becomes. But it's always anonymous. Isn't that a great idea?
It's a great idea.
Very cool. So if you ever want to sort of get some encouragement and you don't really want to talk to your friends or family, it's too personal, you don't want people to know about it, here's a place where you can sort of get your sort of catharsis. You can sort of purge yourself and tell a secret to the world, to people who are interested in hearing about your secrets. That's secret.ly. You'll be finding that on the Facebook page after the show.
I think it's wonderful because it helps with people that might feel isolated. So it's a wonderful idea.
If you are going to download the app, I'm connected as well. If we are Facebook friends, then our secrets get put in the mix. So we can actually all go on there, and we might be hearing each other's secrets, but at least we won't feel sort of self-conscious about it. Just like you're saying, if you're feeling isolated, this is a good way to sort of step into the wild. So today we're talking about decision making. We only have a few minutes left, but it'll be a few minutes will be enough for this. Decision making. I really love this topic because I do feel like a lot of people don't really know what making a decision means. Okay? Let me ask you guys, what do you might not have anything to say to this, it's okay, but what to you is a decision? What would you say a decision is? Or would you like to hear what I have to say about that?
Well, Betty, anything? Thoughts?
For me, decision is just like list out all my pros and cons and things I have options for and vote for the most logical one, but I'm not sure if that's a good idea.
Well,
That is so cute. I love it.
it is definitely, well, I don't know if it's a good idea, but I know that starting anywhere is a good idea. So if the only way you know how to start is pros and cons, I think that's wonderful. There are some people who don't even know or don't even have the sort of desire to write down a list of pros and cons. So I think it's a good idea. I do think that the definition of a decision, that's the process of how to make a decision, right? That's a very good way of sort of getting started on making a decision. But what is a decision? Like, what is that thing itself?
For me, it's a choice.
A choice.
Oh, that's what comes to mind.
That's right. It is a choice, right? A decision is a choice. It's sort of like you actualizing something. You're sort of making an impression on your behavior. What I find interesting, so maybe because I say it's a thing, it makes things a little confusing because of the convention of language, we sort of label things, as static things. So if you think of like a cave or a candle, we think of those things as things. The flame of a candle is a thing. But it's not a thing. We live in a universe of habits. We live in a universe of patterns. And when patterns become recognized, we group that pattern of behavior into a thing. So if you're a student, that's not a thing that you are, that's a behavior that you are. If you're looking at a fire or a flame of a candle, that's not a thing, that is a process of a thing. If you're looking at a cave, that's not a thing either, that's a pattern of behavior, that's water dripping, it's the erosion of rock over time. It persists, and when that pattern persists, we call that a thing. Now we call decisions or choices things, but that's just a convention of language because it's a noun. In truth, a decision is a pattern of behavior. A choice is a pattern of behavior, just like anything is a pattern. And the reason I say it in that way is because I believe people think of decisions as a thought, right? You have a thought, you want to do this thing, and you think you've made a decision. But the decision is only made when you actually act it out, right? And in fact, a lasting decision only gets created when you act it out periodically, right? When you keep doing it. So there are some people who decide they're smokers and they decide to quit smoking, but they don't really make a decision. They say, I would like to stop smoking, but they haven't really made a real decision because the decision happens when they continuously put the cigarette down, when they don't buy that pack of cigarettes, when they, you understand, when they actually make that decision. So I want to bring home the point that a decision is not a thing, it's a pattern of behavior. And anytime you find yourself saying, I've made a decision, you want to look towards, after you made that decision in your mind, in that heart that resolve, then you want to act it out as often as possible. The reason I say that is because I meet a lot of people who say, well, I have decided. I did make a choice. I did decide. I want to be happy. And they think the thought, I want to be happy, is the decision. And then when they are face-to-face with a situation where they don't feel happy or where they're not actualizing it, they feel like there's nothing they can do because they've already decided. What else can they do besides making this decision? And I want to convince people that when you make a decision, what you're actually doing is challenging yourself to, every time this issue comes up, every time this circumstance comes up, you will behave in this way. So if you, let's say you want to make a decision not to argue with your loved one anymore, not to argue with your parents, not to argue with your husband, not to argue with your girlfriend. Let's say you made a decision not to do that anymore. And then you're in the middle of an argument. You're in the middle of an argument, but you don't make yourself stop. Like, you don't remind yourself of the idea that you have. Then your decision doesn't really mean much, because even though you don't want to argue, if you're in the middle of your argument, you're still going to continue. Because the decision is made when you choose to, look, let me put it this way. When you make a decision, what I want you to do is realize you're going to have to keep making that decision multiple times during the day, multiple times during the week. It's not a decision that you make one time and let that be the end of it. It's a decision that you continuously make. When a student decides that they want to be a doctor and they go to college to be a doctor, they have to continuously, on a daily basis, reaffirm that decision by continuing to go, by continuing to be a student. It's not enough that they decided it. They have to decide it in every single moment. So I want to convince people, when you're making your decisions, don't just sort of think that the thought is the decision. Don't convince yourself that thinking it is the decision. The decision is when you choose to actualize it, to sustain it, to keep up with that behavior in every chance that you get.
So let me put it into other words, if that's okay with you. I'm trying to find images that go with that. So instead of looking at decision as, okay, I'm getting into a boat or I'm getting into a train and then I don't have to do anything, the train will take me wherever, what you're saying is that it's like almost a decision of I'm having the intention to take a step every day and I'm walking and I keep walking and I keep pushing or I keep I keep the momentum going, but by myself. I'm not waiting for something to take me somewhere once I've made the decision. I have to keep doing it. It's repetitive.
That's right. And to take your analogy, like getting on the train, right? You think the decision is that you've gotten on the train, but the truth is your decision is that you stay on the train, right? You stay on the train to stop, right? That's a very good way of putting it. You think the decision is that I walk onto the train, but the truth is you're continuing to make that decision every time you don't jump off the train, right? Every time you don't get off the train, you're continuing to make that decision. That's it's that sustained behavior. It's like when people think, they go to the polls, they vote for their prime minister, they vote for their president, and you think, well, I've made a decision. Well, it's not enough to make the vote. You have to now keep up with the politics. You have to now keep up with what the president's doing. You have to help support them in what they're doing. And Obama is facing this in the United States where people voted him into office, yes, we can, and because they think they voted and that's the decision, now they're no longer there when he needs them the most, when he needs their support, when he needs them to remind the public that they do care about universal health care, they do care about stopping wars in the Middle East. And so a decision, it's not that you can't make a decision in the moment, right? If you choose to have a drink of water, you can almost say that you're making a decision in the moment. It doesn't have to be sustained in that way, although it is. You have to sustain when you drink the water. But I just want people to change their mindset about deciding. I want them to realize when you make a decision, you're going to have to make that decision multiple times. You're going to have to remind yourself of that decision multiple times, or else you'll just fall back into old behaviors. You'll just fall back into what you already decided in the past. That I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm going to prove that I'm right. I'm going to argue until blah, 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 That's the decision we typically make in our hearts. We say, what matters to me is that I stand up for myself. But what I really want is for you to stand up, for people to stand up for their decision. And the way you do that, like a smoker, is that every single day you have to remind yourself of this decision. You have to recall. And that's actually how you create a pattern of behavior. A pattern of behavior is created by when you activate it in periodically over time with frequency. When you activate that decision, then that pattern of that is a real decision, a true decision. And so I want to ask, well, unless you guys have anything to say to that.
Well, I agree with you. I understand you're talking about consistency in a behavior and commitment.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. When you're making a decision, you're committing yourself to a pattern of behavior. Not to a thought, not to an idea, but to an actual pattern of behavior. Decisions, I love them because it's where we get into the action part of things. And I say it because I meet a lot of sort of I don't meet a lot of weak-willed people, but I do meet people who have sort of weak-willed on certain things. They're willing to do something a little bit, but as soon as it gets a little hard or a little challenging or a little difficult, then they give up. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just want you to know that if you feel like you've made decisions and it's not working out, just try to redefine what you think a decision is. Instead of being sure that you've made a decision, question, am I really making a decision? Is this really something that I'm consistent with, that I plan to be consistent with, that I'm committing myself to? And if the answer is yes, then good. If the answer is, oh, well, maybe not, then you can reaffirm your decision. And how do you do that? You do it in every instance that you can, right? Every instance that a circumstance is presented to you, whether it's a conversation or whether it's something that you have to do, like go to work, you want to reaffirm that. And you also want to try and practice decision-making for other things, for simple things. So sometimes I'll go a week and I'll say, this week I won't eat meat, right? I don't want to be a vegetarian, but I will be a temporary vegetarian. And sometimes I'll go, well, this week I won't eat meat. And I'll just reaffirm that decision every single day to not eat meat because I want to practice making a decision. Now, not eating meat every day is very simple thing. I really love meat. So maybe not as simple for most people, but it's a simple thing. But I do it to remind myself of what a decision is. You know, when I decide, when I wake up in the morning and my house is dirty, I decide I'm going to clean. And then I start cleaning, and then I don't stop when I'm too tired. I don't stop, right? And I do that not because I care that the place is clean, because I want to actually practice making decisions.
That's cool. I like that. Exercise on decision making.
That's right. Last week we had Dimitri give us some wonderful exercise in forgiveness, right? Just take 20 minutes a day, or even challenge himself the whole week just to sort of forgive other people, exercise that ability to forgive. And you don't want to wait for something to forgive them. You just want to sort of exercise it whenever you can. And the same thing is with decision making, right? You don't want to wait until some big decision has to be made. You want to practice it with the small things. And so I was talking to someone at our last meetup. He had a friend who smoked and wanted to stop smoking, and it was just too difficult. She's the type of person who smokes many packs, many packs, a pack a day or even more. And I said, okay, well, you're not going to stop smoking. You probably haven't made that decision, but how about making a decision to wait 60 seconds before you smoke your cigarette? Right? I asked him, is she the type of person who needs to smoke, who needs to smoke? He's like, yes. So I say, okay, well, this is a good opportunity. Let her wait 60 seconds before every cigarette, because she's practicing her willpower, and then she can up that to 2 minutes, and then she can up that to 5 minutes. Then she can skip this cigarette, and you know what I mean? Practice it over time instead of waiting for the big moment to sort of make the big decision.
Do you think that also what helps us commit every day or repetitively, you know, to make the same decision or keep going with the decision, do you think that reminding ourselves of the reason why we made that decision also helps?
Absolutely. I'm a very strong, so I believe that at the end of every day, it's very good to have a moment of reflection, either with a diary or if you're just going to sit down and really think about your day. Don't just let your day go by without reflecting on it. That's why having a journal is a very good thing. But also very important, maybe even more important, is waking up in the morning and reminding yourself who you want to be, why you want to be this person. Because as you remind yourself that, you set your mind a goal, a purpose. And when you do that, your brain is always looking for reasons to satisfy that goal. It's just like when you're trying to remember someone's name or phone number, you can't remember it, then you let it go, and then as you're washing the dishes, the name pops into your head. Because the second you told your brain, I want to know this phone number, I want to know this name, your brain is trying, it's working on it. So by setting sort of the mission when you wake up, who do I want to be? What do I want, and why do I want it? That's the question I ask myself. What do I want, and why do I want it? And then I try and make every decision I make fall in line with that intention, even if it's something as simple as waiting for the bus. When I'm waiting for the bus, I say, what do I want, and why do I want it? I want to be an optimistic person. I want to be a positive person. Well, say, how can I improve waiting for the bus? And I actually find ways to improve waiting for the bus, right? If I feel impatient, one thing I do is that I walk in the opposite direction. I walk up to the other stop. That way I'm waiting less time, and I'm getting exercise, right? Mm-hmm. So I give myself reasons to exercise that. So yes, of course, waking up in the morning, reminding yourself why, letting yourself know the mission is a very good way to sort of set your framework during the day. But don't be like the people who do it once and then forget about it, right? Ask why in the morning, ask why at lunch, ask why at dinner. In fact, ask why before every meal. It's a good reminder, right? To sort of keep asking yourself, what do I want and why do I want it? Because the more you keep your vision focused on who you would like to be, the more the steps you take today will fall in line with that journey.
And then make sure you eat a lot of times during the day, so then you get to ask why a lot of the time. Just kidding.
That's a very, look, I bet a lot of people are going, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay, I'll have chocolates. Okay, so now, why? You know, as an excuse for the exercise.
I think you have a wonderful marketing idea there. I'm pretty sure Hershey will be interested in that. Look, that's a wonderful note to end on. I want to thank you guys so much for participating in the show. You guys made it really great. I just want to let you know real quick that we're having a social potluck dinner this Sunday. That's at the Ontario Park. We also have a appreciation walk with Samantha. That's on the 19th. That's this Saturday, I believe. And it's really, I think there are about 17 people already RSVP to that, so we're really looking forward to that. And of course, next Wednesday, 7 p.m., the Appreciationist. You're all welcome to participate. Did you guys have fun?
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Val.
Bye, Penny. Bye, Peter.
Take care. Well, that was a lot of fun. Thank you very much, Valerie. Thank you very much, Lady, for participating with the show. Susanna wanted to let everyone know hi. Hi to everyone. I forgot to mention that. Susanna, thank you very much for participating in the show. Thank you, Betty, for watching. Thank you. That's another Betty for watching. Thank you, everybody, for participating. It was a lot of fun, decision making. If you have a subject for next week's show, please feel free. I just wake up in the morning. I love hearing your suggestions. I love getting your emails. I love hearing from you. If you have a joke of the week you want to submit, if you have anything, in a moment of appreciation you want read on the air, please feel free. Also, if you have any ideas for what a great idea, we're always looking for ideas to point towards, because the more we give our attention to great ideas, the more they'll become a part of our experience. Look, I have a lot of work to do. Got to get to the Happy for a Change tour. Please check out the lawofattraction.ca for all of your law of attraction needs to connect with us in any way. And also check out happyforachange.com. Happyforachange.com. Be happy on purpose for a purpose. We'll be doing that tour. We'll be seeing that information very soon. I want to thank you guys for watching. It was a lot of fun. I hope you had fun too. Take care. Bye-bye.